Hey, folks, this clip is brought to you by Farm Bureau Health Plans. For better coverage, better rates, and better service, go to fbhp.com/ATOZ. That is Farm Bureau Health Plans.
They're solid overall, but I'm conflicted. You got all these different feelings of, hey, we won. We
But
beat Texas A&M.
but
What a nice
all right,
win. Also, Alabama's coming next week, and your quarterback doesn't, really know what's
but,
going on.
so I'm gonna go this way. And one, I don't know who it was. I'm not gonna lie to you. I said, well, telling me don't be afraid to not criticize blah blah blah. BS. I've said it all year. Our receiver course sucks. I've said it all year. I've said it all this whole time. Our secondary sucks. The only interceptions we've got have been gifted to us. So stop acting like our defense is all this and a bag of chips. It's not. All of you, and that includes you right now, Charlie, in the sense of we got 2 interceptions. He airmailed an out route. The CBS announcers, who are garbage anyway, said it was like catching a punt return. So it's not like they played great. 3rd and 20s and they're getting it. 3rd and 18s and they're getting it. 2nd and 20 and they get 19 yards on the last drive. So stop giving me if he knows BS and only blaming the quarterback. Does he need to play better? Does he need to play better? Yes, I've said that. Our pass rush and our front 7 is awesome on defense. Our back 4 sucks. Our receiving core sucks. I've said it all year. So stop acting like I haven't criticized. All right? Just because I don't come out here and blast the quarterback like everybody wants everybody to do because I have not a damn thing else to do. Understand the game of football. This is not a one-person sport. This is not a one-person sport. Does he need to make better throws? Yes, I've said it every week. But until a receiving core catches wide open passes, stop giving me the same BS every week. That's brutal honesty. Stop feeding the same BS every week because it's the quarterback. Oh, we're 5-1. Is he playing great? No. I've said it every week. We are a run-first team. We are. That is our offense. We run the piss out of the football. Is Heupel calling the best games in the world? He's calling decent enough games for what we're given right now because our wide receivers are not very good. That's just, and everybody can get mad, do whatever, blah, 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 and say this. Our secondary is horrible for an SEC secondary. We'll say it that way. They're good, but for an SEC secondary, that's just what it is. Receivers, for SEC caliber receivers, are not very good. We have SEC running backs. We do.
Oh, yeah.
We got an SEC front 7 on defense. We do. You know what I'm saying? But the receiving core and the back 4 are not, which then in turn make the quarterback look subpar. And that's what everybody just wants to jump on the bandwagon.
Well, I'll give credit here for something that Milton did that I really liked. And I think this was a conscious effort by Heupel too, but he had some runs in this game where he ran a little angry and he ran over a guy, got in his face, was kind of standing over him, talking his business. And I do that all the time. That's because that's the toughest thing with Joe Milton right now. He looks like a head case and his situational awareness is pretty rough. And then, you get into the wide receivers to that point.
All right, so here's my question.
No.
I'm asking you a question about the head case.
Okay.
What makes you think head case? I'm just asking because I know the offense. So is it because he looks one side, then goes the other, and holds the ball?
I mean,
no, I'm asking. That is a legitimate question.
I mean, when I say head case, the thing that I really go to is like when it's a free play and you go like, just shuck the ball downfield, son. What are you doing? And he goes and runs inside. That's happened 2 weeks in a row. It's stuff like that. And when they're lining up and they end up having to waste a timeout. And
have you watched the film and seen if anybody was running deep? No, I'm just asking you. Have you?
I mean, obviously,
what's the TV copy? It shuts it off so you don't see anybody deep. I'm just asking. So have you went back and watched the film to see?
I mean, I'd have to go back.
No. It's yes or no. It's yes or no.
I do know this.
Answer the question.
They were beyond beyond the first down marker. I do know that.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
No, I don't know, but I know
there you go. So
the
stop saying that that's a head case. Have you been in that situation?
Come on, man.
No, don't give me come on. That's not how I get that this is a show and we're going to criticize. I've said so many times he's got to play better. but stop nitpicking because you want to. And that goes for everything, right? In every position. I'm not an offensive lineman. I've not blocked a straight up bull rush.
Farm Bureau Health Plans has been serving Tennesseans for over 75 years, and much has changed in Tennessee over the years, but some has stayed the same. Farm Bureau Health Plans has always valued personal relationships, especially when it comes to good health and good service. Plan on Farm Bureau Health Plans for health, dental, and vision. For better coverage, better rates, and better service, go to fbhp.com/ATOZ or walk into one of their 200 plus locations across the state of Tennessee. That is fbhp.com/ATOZ. Farm Bureau Health Plans.
Right? But hey, I get it. I know what you're saying, but that doesn't make somebody a head case. That's my thing. And no, whoever Midtown Power, I'm not going to die on this hill. I'm just speaking facts to you. You're nitpicking to find stuff to say we need to bench a player. I'm not saying he's a Heisman contender. I'm not saying he's a first round draft pick. I'm not saying he is a top 5 or 6 SEC quarterback right now. But what I'm trying to tell you is, everybody, including you, is saying he's this, he's this, he's this. Well, the reality is the system is making him be that way because of the lack of consistency, I'll say. No, as Mark just said, he doesn't have the it factor. I agree. Totally. But that doesn't make him a head case and say that he's this, and this because he doesn't throw it 48 yards downfield when somebody jumps off sides. That is the most BS argument about that.
Well, I mean, I would also go to and I don't know this still that this makes him a head case, but his timing is not as on the ball as Hendon Hooker's. Like there's just a lot.
Timing in what sense? Like, what do you mean?
Like I was trying to think exact situation it was in the game, but it was I forget who was open in the end zone. I think it was Chaz Nimrod, but it was maybe like just a 30-yard route into the end zone. And it was a throw. It happened like in the LSU game last year with Hendon Hooker when one of the touchdowns that they scored. It was just like kind of a simple guys open over the top and you just nail him. And Joe was just late on the throw. I think even Gary Danielson said it on the broadcast. And he's just, you just look and you go, if you do that ball a second earlier, that's right in the breadbasket, and it's right there. He threw it to the right spot even, but he threw it just like a second too late. And you're like, you got to have that awareness and you got to be there and like that. It just isn't synced up like it was before. And
because we have
whatever that makes them.
And also, once again, this is not an individual sport. We have very subpar, inconsistent receiving core right now. We do. What I'm getting at is the issue is bigger than just one position. Is guess what I'm getting at? It's not just one position. We have multiple issues. The positive is we have multiple issues, and we're 5-1.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
That's the positive of it to me.
I
was reading a comment. Sorry.
Are you frozen on your end? I'm frozen.
You're frozen on my end.
Okay, I'm just making sure, but we can still hear each other. So hopefully,
yes, I was kind of worried about
all right.
that, not gonna lie.
Hopefully, we're still live.
I think comments are still coming, so I'm reading one real quick.
Okay, good.
But
we
and so Darren asked a great question. I don't know if you can still see the comments, Charlie. He was asking me if I think it's his football IQ or the play calling or supporting players. In this system, it's not so, and this is an opinion, I don't think it's so much IQ because most of the things we do in the pass game are option based and it's the receiver making the decision. That's the positive is in the system, you can put up gaudy numbers. The negative of the system, we've talked about this before, if the receivers are indecisive or you're indecisive on which way they're going to go, you can hold the ball an extra half a second or second too long and take an unwarranted sack, right? Or God forbid, a turnover because of, I'm kind of like, I think he's going here and, okay, now he went. That's the part that I don't like about this system. We talked about it at halftime. You got to have it goes back to essentially Clemson from 2012. You got to have one or two dudes at wide receiver to make this train go. And once we get those guys again, because we had them last year, once we get them again, these talks will be so few and far between. It's just we gotta get some guys, and we may have them in the room. They just gotta get more confidence in the system, more playing time, because they're all, even if they're seniors or not, they're still young in the games because they didn't play a lot. Those types of things. That's where we're hurting. Our run game is confident as hell. Man, it's just what it is. It's in sync. And Jalen Wright he's a dude.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you got those guys are coming. You got Mike Matthews coming down the pike. I mean, he's one of the best wide receivers in this upcoming class, and you will get there. I mean, yeah, conceptually, I would say that I agree with you overall, but you're just not going to escape that conversation this year. You're just not going to. You got the number one player sitting on the bench, and that's where you're at.
Listen, and I get it. I'm not trying to escape the conversation. I'm just going to shoot you straight and tell you how it is, instead of playing and living in la la land of I just want things to happen rather than the fact of what's happening.
Well, we do have to get to the second sponsor segment